Welcome back, everyone. Today we are on Ephesians chapter 2. We're going to be looking at verses 1 through 10. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world, and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the Spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh, and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving of wrath, but because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in our transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved. And God raised up with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms, in Christ Jesus, in order that in the coming ages he might show the incomparable riches of his grace, expressed in his kindness to us in Christ Jesus. For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and it is not of yourselves. It is a gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus, to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. So we see really three things in this verse. One, we, just like anyone else, were sinners, born into sin. We're children of wrath because we walked in sin and disobedience to God. But at some point, we turned from darkness to light, followed after Christ. Perhaps even from a young age, our parents baptized us and raised us in the church and taught us the ways of the Lord, and we've walked in that. But the point being is that at some point we turned and were marked from this world to Christ. But he lets us know that's not because we were great. It's not because there was something special in us. No, it is by grace. It's not by works. We didn't earn it. God was gracious to us. So we need to be gracious to others and understand there are people who are walking in disobedience after the spirit of this age. And our prayer for them is that the Lord would turn their hearts, change their hearts unto him. So let us be vessels, not of condemnation, for they already stand condemned. People are already under the judgment and wrath and condemnation of God. We're trying to bring them out of that. We're trying to bring them into a message of hope, and we're trying to live our lives with this message of hope. That's why we call it the good news of the gospel. And this last part is that Christ ultimately is the one who began the good work in us and will see it through. And it says he prepared in us, he planted us in Christ Jesus to do good works. So it's not of us, it's not of our works. We're not saved by works, but because we're saved, we will do good works. So let us aspire to do good works. Let us aspire to show our worthiness to God, right? By what we do. Not for salvation, not to somehow say we're better than anyone else, but to say, Lord, I am going to show what you have done in me. So we're showing off Christ, not ourselves, because he created us for that purpose. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.